glad you could make it. This is kind of the new part of a garden that we have, and this row is all about cover cropping. Fava bean is a terrific cover crop because it adds so much more nitrogen to the soil. But let's take a look at the other part of the garden. Well, this is the area of a garden that we call raised beds. As you can see, we put them in these little wooden beds, and we put them to sleep every night. No, not really. But this is our beets, and they're just about ready to harvest. Another week or so, maybe even less than that. It's like this one right here, I could probably harvest today. But I want to be able to get it to our school cafeteria because they use all of our produce on free and reduced lunches. So if you ever have any kind of situation like that, it's probably come from Woodland High School. And then this bed right here, once I take out a crop, one of the things I want to make sure that next year it's going to be just as productive as this year. So after the crop comes out, I plant these, and these are called cover crops. Cover crops add more nitrogen to the soil and also helps put carbon and other things back into the soil so that other things can grow and grow more healthy. Well, now we have a very, very, very special two guests here today. You don't know about them yet. As a matter of fact, I think they've been visited by aliens. So what we did in this garden is we planted some broccoli, we planted some cauliflower, and then for some unknown reason, we got radishes. Yes, radishes. And you know, the little bitty things like this, yeah, like this. These are nice little bitty, gosh, nice cute little radishes. We don't have cute radishes here. We have monsters. You come over here, shh, don't wake him. You look at this. Look at the size of this guy. This is a radish. See, this is a radish. This is a real radish. And then this is a monstrosity. And his next door neighbor is just about as big. Look at this. I have no idea how they got here. Aliens, pretty certain. So let's move on. Now, in this part, I really do enjoy having the raised beds, but in reality, some of my students are going to probably be farmers, or they're going to be field representatives, or they're going to do a variety of different things, what we call a pest control advisor. And they're going to want to see what crops really look like in these rows. These are permanent beds right here that are on the ground. And these right here, these are carrots. They're not quite ready yet. And these carrots have been here for, I don't know, about 3-4 weeks. And then over here, now the one thing that we do in this garden is we put together what we call permanent beds. This bed is always going to be here. And this permanent bed is basically made out of some topsoil, but mostly all this is compost. So once we harvest all of this, we just rake it. We don't till it or anything else. We just kind of rake it, put some more of this compost on, and then seed it again. And then if you notice on each side, we put about 18 inches from here to here. It's about 18 inches. And then we put this mulch on it so we can walk on it, and so it never changes. And then this one had cauliflower. We harvested last week. And now I've planted cover crops. And this time I'm using some triticale, which is a grain. And this is going to be our last group of winter vegetables here. We have some lettuce, and we have some kale, some dill, and this is going to be pretty much the last part. You know what my favorite place of the garden is? Let me take you to my favorite place of the garden. We can talk about the last thing. So come on over this way. I love to come out here at the end of a day and either like check on my email or some other things, but more importantly, I just like to sit. Yeah, my favorite place is quiet. I can see all the garden. The other part of the garden that you haven't seen here are my vines here. This is the first year, and this is our vineyard. This happens to be flame grapes. These are table grapes. And my students built all of these trellises. We're almost to the end of our first real cycle. Last year we produced 1 ton of produce. My students and I, let me say that again, 2,000 pounds, a ton of produce came from this little bitty garden. And it was because of hard work, dedication, and a lot of study. So, before you go today, I'd like to ask you a couple of quick little questions. And maybe you can talk about to your teachers or to your friends or to your parents. Trust me, if you get here, what do you really want to eat? What is the thing you really want to eat? And if you really want to eat it, would you plant it? And how are you going to plant it? How are you going to take care of it? I hope that you've learned a little bit today of what it takes to grow food. It takes a lot of different people, it takes a lot of different equipment, but most of all, it needs you. And really that's what this kind of story is really about. Where do you fit into this? Because I know a lot of you love vegetables. What kind of vegetables do you like? What would you like to do if you were in this garden? So I hope to see each and every one of you in the garden someday here at Woodland High School. I'll probably still be here. So I hope to see you very, very soon. Thanks.